Guys, I think I have done it. I have found the top 5 rarest epics in all of Prodigy. For those of you guys don't know, this is an example of a Prodigy epic. They're super legendary pets that you can only get by purchasing certain things, and today I'm going over the top 5 rarest ones in the entire game, and trust me, number 1 is crazy rare. Really quickly, we are gonna head straight into the video, but first, go down below and subscribe to my channel, Camden Plays, with post notifications on. And anyways, guys, we're gonna head straight into the video. Now, before I reveal number 5, let me explain what does it mean to be a rare epic. Well, number 1, how long ago was it released? Some Prodigy epics were released over over 5 years ago. Number 2, how hard is it to get? For example, some of these new mythical epics are actually really hard to get, while some of the older epics, all you had to do was purchase something. And number 3, you cannot forget how good is that epic. I don't care how rare a pet is, if it is not good at Prodigy, it's not getting the number 1 spot on the list. But without further ado, we're gonna head straight into the video. Now, number 5 on my list for the top 5 rarest epics in Prodigy, I have to give it to Shiver and Scorch. Now, let me explain. Shiver and Scorch was one of the first ever Prodigy mythical epics. Now, how do you get a mythical epic? Well, you have to become a member and complete trials to get a mythical epic. And because Shiver and Scorch was one of the first mythical epics, you had to be playing Prodigy quite a long time ago to actually get Shiver and Scorch, therefore making it more rare than a mythical epic that, for example, was just released today. Because of course, to get Shiver and Scorch, you had to be playing Prodigy quite a long time ago, which means less people have it. Now, let's just take a quick look at Shiver and Scorch's stats. Element is going to be water, which is kind of weird because it is fire and water, but they chose water. Health is going to be 640, speed is going to be 440, power is going to be 800, and defense is going to be 490. So extremely overpowered in basically every category but speed. But of course, Shiver and Scorch is ranked legendary, and on top of being very rare as it was one of the first mythical epics, I think Shiver and Scorch just looks absolutely crazy. One of the craziest looking epics in all of Prodigy. So you know what? We're giving it the number 5 spot. It would just feel wrong to leave Shiver and Scorch off of a ranking list video. Now, we're gonna move on to number 4. And remember, being a rare epic doesn't mean you're the best. It means how many people know or have about this epic. So just keep that in mind. Now, number 4, we are going to be giving it to the one and the only Eclipse. Now, let me explain. Eclipse is what they call an epic dragon. It was part of the second release of Prodigy epics. Now, most people know the first 5 original epics, you're gonna have the pets like, let's find them. The first 5 original epics are gonna have pets like Florifox, you're gonna have pets like Arcturus, those type of pets. And then of course Prodigy said, you know what, we're gonna release the second wave of epics called the epic dragons. There was only 4 dragons and Eclipse was one of them. Now you're probably asking, why is Eclipse not higher on the list like number 2 or 1? Well, Eclipse was one of the most popular epics. Therefore, honestly, out of all 4 of the epic dragons, Eclipse is probably the second most bought. Char is probably first, but Eclipse is probably the second, maybe even the first epic bought, meaning a lot of people have it, so it kind of decreased the rarity. But what is rare about this is this Eclipse came out a long time ago. Prodigy epic dragons, just for context, when did they came out? They came out 6 years ago. So anyone who has Eclipse is extremely OG, which is why it's getting the number 4 spot on the list. Now, we're gonna move on to the top 3. These are very rare, and once you move into top 3 territory, all 3 of these epics are going to be the best of the best. They are going to be some of the best epics in all of Prodigy. So, who do we have as number 3 on our list of the number 3 best epics? I am going to give it to the one and the only Magma. Now, in my opinion, Magma Shief was the most popular of the original 5 Prodigy epics. Now, when were Prodigy epics released? Well, of course, they were released also 6 years ago, but even before the dragons, meaning you had to be playing Prodigy even farther and longer ago, making Magma Shief slightly more rarer than the Eclipse. Now, there are 5 original epics. It's Magma Shief, it's Florifox, it's Arcturus, it's Davidal, and Big Hex. I may talk about some of them later, you guys are gonna have to wait and see. But of the 5 original epics, Magma Shief was the most popular by far. Florifox was Arcturus was I'll get to some of the rest later, but Magma Shief was probably by far the rarest. So it is slightly more popular than some of the others, but because Magma Shief is so good, taking a look at his stats, we got Fire Element, we got health at 620, we got 460 speed, we got 810 power, and we got 470 defense. Because it's fire, I am giving it the 3rd rank on the list. Trust me, all 5 of the original epics, all 5 of these right here are super rare, but when you have a list of only the top 5, you kind of got to pick and choose, and because Magma Shief, a lot of people liked it, of course it's probably the best. Did more people buy it than Florifox? Maybe, you know, you could argue about that. I don't got the numbers, so I'm just gonna take a safe bet and say, you know what, we're putting Magma Shief at number 3. It's an absolutely amazing epic. Of course, as probably you guys already know, all of the epics you can use as buddies, so of course I could look and see, of course, where I have this in my buddies list, but of course you can have it follow you around, which of course is very, very cool. But we're moving on to the top 2, guys. These top 2 epics, they're not only the rarest of the rarest, they're quite possibly the best of the best, the most fierce out of all of them, guys. These are epics that if you see them, yeah, you are probably not gonna want to mess with them. So we're gonna say number 2 is the one and the only, everyone loves him, everyone's favorite, Chill and Char. Now let me explain why Chill and Char is number 2. You may be saying, Camden, wait, Chill and Char is so popular, how is it possible that Chill and Char is number 2 ahead of some of the other epics? Well, there's one thing. Chill and Char was actually slightly more expensive than the other 3 dragons. Why is that? Well, you kind of get 2 epics in one with Chill and Char. You get the fire and ice, so Prodigy said, we are going to make Chill and Char slightly more expensive. Now, what does that mean? Well, if it's more expensive, most likely less people are going to have access to buy it because it's more expensive. Also, Chill and Char, I believe, may have sold out the fastest. So, not only was this pet released 7 years ago, it was the most expensive of the epic dragons. And in my opinion, and many others, I bet you guys could agree, Chill and Char is actually the best epic. So we are giving it the number 2 spot. There is only one epic ever released, possibly more rare, and I think some of the OGs watching this video may know who I'm talking about. But first, go down below and subscribe before I reveal what it is. The number 1 most rare epic in all of Prodigy ever released is Big Hex. Big Hex was released as a one-time deal. It was the first ever epic released. You had to play so long ago to have Big Hex. It's by far the rarest epic. It was the first ever epic released. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.